Before this video starts, I'm gifting a channel membership to a viewer. All you have to do is be the first person to DM me the membership code that I'm going to display on the screen somewhere in the middle of this video. But with all that being said, enjoy the rest of the video. Hey guys, I got banned from Grand Kaizen. Or more accurately, I got kicked out of Waved and stripped from all my roles in the Discord server. So technically, I'm not banned, but honestly, I don't really know how to title the video, so I'm just going to stick with ban. So apparently the reason for me getting kicked out of Wave and all my roles being stripped away from me is because not only did I blindly talk to the game, but apparently I was also biased about it in my last video without any real criticism. And you probably guessed already, the people who are in charge of that is the Grand Kaizen dev team. I'm pretty sure one of the owners banned me personally, or not banned me, sorry, I keep on saying banned, but took away my roles and my content creator roles and etc etc. So in this video, I'm here to give what my video lacked, criticism on how Grand Kaizen is a waste of my time and your time. First and foremost, guys, I have nothing against this game or the devs. I respect them and their efforts to chase the bag. There's no hate directed towards anyone or anything for the matter. The first 4 minutes of my last video on Grand Kaizen was basically me venting about the current state of the game and basically me saying that the game from 6 months ago up until now made literally no significant changes. And I have old videos on Grand Kaizen that are public that you can go and watch to see how much the game has changed since then up until now. These videos will be linked in the description of this video. To explain the situation a little bit more so you have a better understanding of why I got my roles removed and treated like this. Basically, one of the owners in the CC announcements, content creator announcements, said to put a disclaimer in your video basically saying that the game is trash. Like I don't understand it. He wants us to put a disclaimer in our video saying that there isn't a lot of content in the game. The PvE is buggy. The some of the skills don't even like work properly. If you decide to show off PvE, I would appreciate it if you put a disclaimer at the start of your videos basically saying that not all the content is in yet, as you're waiting on assets, but it will be implemented. But mainly just take that into consideration when you record. Please, you can go and watch my earlier video on Grand Kaizen. I like the first 4 minutes of me yapping about the game, but after 4 minutes I literally played the game. There was no content in my gameplay in that video for me to showcase. The disclaimer is literally disclaiming that the game is unfinished and not ready for release, and we should not be recording. It's like, what am I even recording? There is nothing to record on the game but like an unfinished PvE system that is nowhere remotely close to being finished, and like no content in the game. Like, I don't understand. There's no content in the game. Why are we recording? Anyways, besides that, apparently I just ignored the disclaimer or whatever. There has been someone in the Grand Kaizen staff team who literally agrees with me when I say that Grand Kaizen is literally the same exact thing 6 months ago than what it is today. So Grand Kaizen today is basically Grand Kaizen 6 months ago. The game has not changed whatsoever. I've talked to YouTubers and devs on the situation, and basically they've told me that how do you explain to somebody that their game is shit? You really can't do it in a nice way because the game is shit. I've had YouTubers come to me in my DMs, and I really wish that I can show screenshots of this, but for privacy reasons I can't. I want to keep them anonymous in this video, but YouTubers came to me telling me that I'm scared to actually say what I want to say about the game in my videos because I'm scared I'm gonna end up like you, getting my roles removed. Now, I'm not surprised that I got my roles removed. I don't care. Like, I don't really care. I don't even want my roles back. Now, some of you guys in the comment section basically said that I'm pretty sure this is purely a combat test. It's not the actual game. Lay off the game a little bit because the game is in testing. First of all, it's not a combat test. This is the actual game. The gameplay that you saw in my last video is literally the game you're going to be playing on release. Second of all, sure, you can say the game is in testing, but we have how many weeks left until December ends? The game is supposed to release this month. Maybe the owners lied to us. Maybe the game isn't even releasing this month. There is like 14, maybe a little bit more than 14 days left in December, but we have 2 weekends left in December. That means 2 Sundays, 2 Saturdays, and 2 Fridays left, which is pretty much the best days to release a game unless you're releasing it on Christmas. The game right now should be in its state to where you'd want to release the game. Your game is releasing this month, you've lifted media ban, and you want YouTubers to basically promote and hype your game up so it can have a successful launch. At that point, the game is pretty much done. What else is there to be added but besides updates after release? So the point for YouTubers to go in the game and record the game during testing is to show the final product of the game. So you giving me the flag to go in your game, aka lifting media ban, so I could record your game while you made an announcement saying that the game is releasing in December. Why am I supposed to put a disclaimer in my video disclaiming that PvE is unfinished or something, this is unfinished, to make your game look better? Why does a disclaimer need to be at the start of my video so your game looks better? Can't the gameplay do that? Isn't that what the gameplay is supposed to do? If I have to go and put a disclaimer in my video basically saying that this isn't finished, this is buggy, the PvE, we're still waiting on assets to put in. Dude, the game's releasing less than 14 days. We have less than 2 weeks to release this game. And you want us to put a disclaimer basically saying that PvE is unfinished, progression is unfinished, and then you get mad at me for basically saying that the game is shit. I don't even know what assets is he talking about. Devs say, oh, assets. What assets? Is it a new boss? Is it an extension to the quest line? By the way, we only have like less than 3 weeks left to test. Like, that's just not getting tested. Some of you said, is there mobile support? Most likely not. I've never heard of any mobile support on this game. Don't quote me on this. I don't know if the game has mobile support or not. But if it does, I guarantee you it has not been tested. Mobile has not been tested. It's probably buggy as hell. You mobile players have it rough. You guys know that on a release of a game, it's going to always be buggy for you, way more buggy than PC players, because mobile it's never thoroughly tested in any game. So anyways, my point is, you can't get mad at me, and not even me, but other content creators for playing an unfinished game that you lifted from media ban and gave the green light to content creators to record on. And then you go on to say that, hey guys, I really appreciate it if you guys can just put a disclaimer in your video basically saying that the game is nowhere close to finish and it's not ready for release. Thank you guys. I know the general public, bro, how are you gonna ban somebody for that? How are you gonna ban somebody for that? How can you ban somebody for that? How can you take somebody's role away because, like, what? And then you're releasing the game to the public. I'm not gonna be like other YouTubers going in the game. Oh guys, let's check out Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh my gosh, wow, that is Gojo's moveset. That is so cool. All right, guys, it's the end of the video. No, what? First of all, I've only checked out Gojo's moveset. I don't know any of the other movesets in the game, but why does Gojo have a meteor? Somebody said in my comment section that that's a Jogo move, and I'm pretty sure he's right. I haven't read the manga, but I've never seen Gojo literally pop the meteor out of thin air. That's little things, so I mean, it doesn't really matter, but you know, I'm just kind of curious. What is Gojo's kit? What is this? Anyways, I'm gonna explain the content that's in the game currently right now. First of all, like I said in my last video, the progression of the game is you're basically GPO Project Slayer's linear progression. You go from level 1 NPC, you do his quest repeatedly multiple times until you're level 10, and then you go to the level 10 NPC, you do his or her quest repeatedly and multiple times until you're level 20, 25. You go to the level 20, 25 quest NPC giver, you do his or her quest, etc, repeats until you're max level. Okay, fine, it's basic progression system, whatever. I mean, we've seen it multiple times. I'm not saying because it's a Project Slayer / GPO clone that it can't be fun, because I'm pretty sure some of you had fun on Project Slayer's release. You probably had fun on GPO release and GPO updates. Like, it could be a good game. Anyways, moving on. Basically, what's in the testing server, like I forgot to mention this earlier, but testers aren't even really testing the game properly. We all have commands, we could give each other stuff. All right, that's cool, you get to test the moves out, etc, but like, how does the progression work? Nobody's actually like starting from level 1 and progressing into the game. That is literally the best way how to test your game. If you have testers starting from level 1 and playing the game until you're max, that's literally the purpose of testers. Instead, everybody's in the server enjoying commands, getting whatever they want. Like, this game, oh my, this game is gonna be so buggy on release. This game is actually doomed. And it might sound like I'm hating, but it's just the truth. Come back to this video when the game releases and comment down how the game was for you on release. Now, the older versions to the game is pretty much the same exact thing. And like I said before, you can go to older videos that I made about the game and compare those videos to newer videos I made about the game. Compare it to other people's latest videos about the game. The biggest difference is, I don't even know, like, the biggest difference is probably like the change in like the GUI and They removed the skill tree, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if they have a skill tree anymore in the game. And then it went from somewhat of a story. It wasn't really much a storyline, but somewhat of a storyline. Like every NPC had a dialogue and they had a goal for you to do. Talk to this NPC, do this, then you go over here, you talk to this NPC, and it gives you dialogue. So it had like a storyline to it, but they switched that to basically you do repeatable quests over and over again. You hop from one quest giver to the next quest giver to the next quest giver, and with like barely any dialogue in it. Like the dialogue is like, hey, there's this guy over here, go beat this guy up for me, repeated 5 other times on 5 separate quest giver NPCs. So in my opinion, the quest line, it went from like somewhat of a mid storyline to just a quest line that is literally no fun. So if you ask me, the game pretty much got worse in terms of like actually playing the game, in terms of like progressing. It got worse. But apparently pointing all of this out in my last video in a questionably harsh or not so harsh way gets me purged from the list of problems, and it took it straight to the greenies section of the Discord. No offense to the greenies, just a small joke. Someone who has supported this game in 3 separate videos for the last 2 years makes a single video, and honestly, I thought it wasn't even that harsh. But moving on, I made 3 positive videos on the game and 1 single negative video about the game, and I get purged from YouTubers. I get purged from the list. I get all my rules. I get all my rules removed. Like, damn, bro. Can I not talk about the problem? Like, it might be a little bit harsh, but can I not talk about like the problem of the game and my disappointment? I can't make a single video saying that this game is terrible in the state it's in. I said this before. I really do not care about my my roles in the Discord. For context, I am a Grand Kaizen OG. I've been in Grand Kaizen since before I even hit 10,000 subscribers. I've been with this game since even before these owners, before the copies and leaks of the game, before all of it. I've literally been playing the game since December of 2021. So I know exactly the progression of the development of the game, and it's so disappointing. And to even further my standing of a non-biased approach, because apparently my last video on Grand Kaizen was super biased. There was just complete hate. Apparently I'm just a hater that doesn't know what he's talking about. There was multiple people telling me that this game is literally the same as it was months ago, and that the game is it's trash. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, Grand Kaizen is, I don't even know what Grand Kaizen is at this point. And one of those individuals who is saying the same thing I'm saying right now, that Grand Kaizen is literally the same thing as it was 6 months ago and there's literally no content in the game, is actually in the Grand Kaizen staff team. And for privacy reasons, they're gonna stay anonymous. But when you have a staff member who's been here since pretty much day 1 like myself saying the same thing, I don't think I'm making stuff up. You feel me? I don't think I'm making stuff up. We know that I'm not just yapping.